Hello everyone. Today let's solve the problem road construction. Right. So you can read the entire question. I'll just summarize this question for you so that this will be easy to understand. Right. So just give me a second. So what the question states here. So we have n cities. First of all, I'll just write we have n cities, and we need to connect the we need to construct roads between pair of cities such that it is possible to travel between any two cities by traversing at most two roads. So we need to construct, suppose if we are having this one, I'll just call A and B cities. We need to construct the road between these cities, right? So what they have given, we have to construct roads between the pairs of cities such that it is possible to travel between any two cities by traversing at most two roads. At most, we can traverse. It is possible to travel between any two cities by traversing at most two roads, right? So that's what they have given here. And we are given m pair of cities where roads cannot be constructed, and also we are given m pair of cities where roads cannot be constructed. So I'll just rewrite here, cannot be constructed. So this has to be cannot be constructed, right? So let me write here, cannot be constructed. So I hope this is clear till here, n cities, and also here we have to construct roads between pair of cities such that it is impossible to travel between two cities. That it is possible to travel between two cities by traversing at most two roads. Here I have showed this one clearly. And we are given m pair of cities that cannot be, where roads cannot be constructed. What is our main goal? Our main goal is to determine the minimum number of roads that needs to be built here. For this, minimum number of roads that needs to be built while satisfying the above condition. So minimum number of roads that can be built between the pair of cities to that satisfy the condition that we have discussed before. So the problem guarantees that solution is always possible. So here they are guaranteeing that solution is always possible. So they have not given something like that. If it is not possible, just determine nothing. It's not possible or something, displaying -1. So it is possible. At any cost, it is possible. They have ensured that one in the problem. So let me delete this one. Let's discuss the approach for this. So just give me a second here. So first step is, as usual, we are going with the input reading or input handling. So the second step is, let's come to the core logic. So we have to identify the center city, right? So why we have to identify the center city? Here, the key idea is to find the center city that can be connected to all cities. If we get the center city, I'll just write CC, center city, then that center city can be connected to all the cities, right? All other cities. Suppose if we are having A, B and C, here this one is the center city. We can connect the center city to A, B and C. So that's what we can do. That is the main idea. So this will allow us to travel between any two cities via the center, requiring at most two roads. So requiring at most two roads, right? So here can be like 2. This can be 2, at most 2 roads. That's what the condition says here, right? So the center city should not have blocked road connections with other cities. So that is one thing. So this will be the second step. After following the second step, let's come to the third step, nothing but constructing roads. So once the center city is identified, we can connect it to all the other cities that are not blocked. So yeah, our main step is to initially determine the center city. Identify the center city so that we can connect it to all other cities that are not blocked. Also, this ensures that any city can reach any other city in mostly 2 steps. So mainly here, our main step is to construct the road according to this one, right? According to this condition. So this will be our third step. After doing this, the fourth step is, let's come to the edge case. So if no city is found that can serve as a center, So if no city is found that can serve as a center city, if it is not there, then we will handle the case appropriately through the constraints, ensuring that a solution is always possible. Still, we will handle the case that we'll ensure that we'll handle the case appropriately, though the constraints ensure a solution is always possible. Even if this is not possible, we have to get the solution. We'll be handling the constraint. Such a solution is always possible. So finally, if we have found this one, the solution, we have to print that one, right? We'll be making use of the console log and we have to output the result. So as we are making use of the JavaScript or Node, we'll be going with the console log and print the output over here. So this is our main approach to this problem. Let's start writing the code so that you will understand this one better. So let's start by importing the FS module to read the input from the standard input. So I can just write on stuff equal require of FS. So after this, we have to read the input split by new line so that we can read the individual input line by line, right? Also, we have to remove the extra spaces that is not required. So for that, I'll just make use of trim, right? So I can write in this way. FS to read, I'll just make use of read file sync. Also, let's start from 0 and we will set the encoding to UTF-8. To remove the white spaces, I'll just make use of trim, and also to read the individual lines of input line by line, I'll just make use of /n. So this is the idea. So next, let's initialize the count to 0. Why? The count will help us track the current line of the input, right? So initially, let's set this one to 0, or let's initialize the count by 0. Let's make use of the helper function to read the current input line and convert it into the array of numbers. For this, I can just, let's make use of the custom function, this one. Yeah, let's make use of the custom function read num. This one will be, I'll just consider this one as const. It's okay, even if I would have considered let. Let me give input. Let's increment the count over here. Let me give split. So if we have the distinct numbers in the same line, we need space between them, right? For that purpose, I'll be making use of split, and also map any random character I'll just take here. We have to read. I'll just give +a. So this works. Next, let's read the first line of input, which gives the number of cities n and the number of block roads m. Nothing but we are reading the line of input which gives the n and m. So I'll just be making use of the destructuring operator. I'll just give here read num. So here, so this is fine. After this, let's create a set of stored block roads to ensure fast lookup. So initially, let's consider the set, right? For the block roads, I'll just give block equals new set. This is fine. Next, after our initialization here is done, after the initialization, we'll go towards the iteration. Nothing but we will loop or read the blocked road pairs and add them to the block set. I can just write in simple way. I'll just give equals 0 I less than n. Let's increment I. So this is fine. Next step is to, let me consider the destructuring operator and read. So what we are doing in this line is, for each blocked road, right, we have to read the cities A and B. So that's what here for reading, I'm just making use of the custom function read num that we have used here, if you can clearly see. So I'll just make this one let itself instead const. So here you can clearly see this function we are making use of. So now we have to add the block pair in both direction, nothing but A minus B and B minus A. So how can we add? As we are making use of the set, we can make use of add directly, right? So this will be block dot add. If you don't know why we are making use of add, please go through the hash set and its properties. Add, delete, these are all the things you should be knowing by now. So I'll just give plus here a minus b, right? I'll just give here b. Same thing, I'll just make use of block dot add of here b plus this one minus, yeah, this one a. This is fine, right? Till here. So next, what we will do, we'll initialize the counter to -1. Why we are initializing the counter to -1? Because it will later store the center city. For we have to store the center city later, right? So for that purpose, initially I'll just store this one, center to -1. So let me give here -1. The next step is we will assume I is a potential center city. So for now, let's assume the I. First, let's we have initialized this one, right? Center to -1. After that, we'll go through this one iteration. So let's loop through all the cities to find the suitable center city, and let's assume I is a potential center city. After assuming I as a potential center city, we can check if the city I can connect to every other city. So in the approach we had discussed, if we get the center city, then we can connect. We can check if the city can connect to every other city or not, right? That one I'm doing. Initially, let's loop through all the cities to find the suitable center city. So let's start looping. This starts from 1, I less than or equal to n. This has to be, we have to increment I. Then let is center. Let's I'll just set this one to Boolean value true. Nothing but we are assuming I is potential center city. Next, let's check if city I can connect to every other city. So I'll just give here, in this case, let j equals 1, j less than or equal to n. Let's increment j. So also if I not equal to j and block dot has of I plus we are concatenating minus, right? We are concatenating minus. Also we need j. So here after this, what we are checking for mainly, if there is a blocked road, I can't be at the center. If we are having the blocked road, I cannot be at the center, right? I can't be the center, right? So initially we have to is center to true. Then if we have the blocked road, then we are initializing there cannot be center. Then we'll initialize this one to false. So this is where we'll stop checking further. Nothing but I'll just give break over here. So this is fine. Next step is if the city I can connect to all the other cities, then we will choose it as the center city. This is simple. I'll just give if is center, then let's give center equals I, and let's break out of this. I'll just use break. Then let's initialize an empty array to store the new roads that can be built. So new roads that can be built, we have to count that one, right? We have to store that one. So we'll initialize the result to empty array to store this one. So after initialization, as usual, again we'll be going through the iteration. Nothing but we will loop through all the cities and connect them to the center city. Let's start with 1 here equals 1. Yeah, I less than or equal to n. Let's increment the I. Also avoid connecting the center city to itself. We shouldn't we shouldn't connect the center city to itself, right? So we can just give here, in this case, I not equal to center, then only we should proceed. So I'll just give if I not equal to center, then we will add the road between center and city I. So for adding, I'll just make use of push, right? We can just make use of push directly in the JavaScript. So between the array we have to display in the array, right? So I'll just take center, and within the array I'll just take I. So this is fair. Then after this, we will output the number of rows that has to be constructed. Nothing but console log of length of the result. I can write this one, result dot length. So this is fine. Next step is, finally we will output each row that needs to be constructed. So I'll just make use of the destructuring operator within the for loop. So you can write it like this, right? A comma b of result. So all the pairs we are getting here. So I can just print them in this way. For print, I'll just make use of console log a. We are concatenating minus. So here, let me give this also plus b. So this has to work. Let's see. This is it. So let's check with the input whether this one will get the desired output or not. So here, let me copy. We have to get 3124223. So let me give here. Let me run here. What happened? The line number 5, I have missed the dot, right? Where is this one? Here I have to use dot. So let me run this one again. So 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 4. 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 4. This is fine. But why we are getting 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 4 is fine. We can get this one in any order. So they have not mentioned the order. This is 3, 1, 2, 4, 2, 2, 3 they have given. Same answer we are getting, right? 2, 1, 3, 2 and 2, 4. Same thing we are getting, but why hyphen here? This is also displaying the hyphen, right? The hyphen shouldn't get displayed. Just give me a second. So here, what I have done here is, in the last line, here I just have to leave the space, right? We are concatenating this one space along with we are concatenating this one. I have given this one actually hyphen. So this was wrong. So that is the reason we are getting hyphen over here, right? So we are displaying with the hyphen between these two numbers. So let me run this one again. So now we are getting 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3 and 2, 4. So yeah, 2, 4. The answer is correct. So they have not mentioned that we have to display this one in the same order or something, right? So let's check whether this works or not. So just give me a second. So I'll just come here. This has to be road construction. Let me paste the question over here. Let me hit the submit. So let's wait for some time. So you can clearly see here, this got accepted, right? So this code works absolutely correct. So there was one mistake that I did here. This was, we shouldn't use hyphen over here. So this was space. In a hurry, I just used hyphen either. So this is fine. Now the code works absolutely fine. This is it. Thanks for watching, guys.